Did we finally witness the complete game we've all been waiting for this season? The LA Chargers took down the Saints in an impressive fashion. If you're new here, welcome to our channel. We're actually Detroit Lions fans who decided to follow the Chargers after Jim Harbaugh made the jump from Michigan to LA. So get ready for an outsider's take on your team. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our coverage as we dive into all the action, highlights, and insights from the Chargers' recent victory. Now, let's dive into the good stuff that came after the game. While you're watching, it's all about enjoying the action and cheering for the team. But once the game wraps up, it's exciting to check out the stats and see how everything unfolded. And guess what? There's a lot to be happy about. First off, our star quarterback, Justin Herbert, looks healthy. There was a moment when we were all wondering, is he okay? But watching him run around, making plays, and throwing on the run really shows he's back in form. Remember that awesome touchdown pass to the rookie receiver in the corner of the end zone? That's why they drafted him. Boom! The second piece of good news? The receivers showed up big time. Before the game, we were all a bit worried about the passing game with injuries hitting the team hard. I mean, Ladd McConkey was questionable and it felt like anything could happen. But he played. Jalen Redd even made a huge catch down the sideline. What a play! Looking at Herbert's stats, he went 20 for 32 with nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Perfect. Plus, the running game was solid, with J.K. Dobbins held under 70 yards for the third time this season. What a game for Justin Herbert and the Chargers! He really lit up the field, helping the Chargers claim a solid 26-8 victory over the struggling New Orleans Saints. It was a moment we all waited for, as Herbert showed off his skills both with his arm and on the ground. Late in the first quarter, the Chargers were stuck in their own territory, struggling to make anything happen on offense. With the ball on their own 16-yard line, Herbert found himself under pressure. Instead of forcing a throw, he made a bold move. He took off running. The crowd erupted as he dashed down the right sideline, making a career-long 38-yard scramble. That play was a game-changer, breathing life into an offense that needed it. One play like that can change the direction of a game, Herbert said, and he was right. By the end of the day, Herbert had completed 20 of 32 passes for 279 yards, tossing 2 touchdown passes, one for 60 yards and another for 9 yards, to rookie wide receiver Ladd McConkey. Herbert also ran 4 times for 49 yards, showcasing his mobility that fans had been eager to see since his ankle injury earlier this season. You know, this is the third time this season that J.K. Dobbins has been held under 70 yards. While Justin Herbert scrambled around nicely, the running game wasn't fantastic. They still managed to rack up 122 yards, which is decent, but it's clear Dobbins wasn't exactly on fire today. On the ground, J.K. Dobbins added 57 rushing yards and scored a 1-yard touchdown, while Cameron Dicker nailed field goals from 46 and 29 yards. The Chargers' defense stepped up, allowing only 2 field goals all game. It was a solid day, Max said, acknowledging that there's still room for improvement. There was a lot of stuff to get better at, which is encouraging, especially after a win. Just gotta build on that and keep stacking days. As a Chargers fan, that might raise some eyebrows. But let's talk about the receivers. Finally, they did what we've been waiting for all season. Ladd McConkey came through with a huge 60-yard touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone. And Joshua Palmer? He added a big 45-yard play. These explosive moments against a pretty solid Saints defense are exactly what the Chargers needed. Sure, their offense might struggle, but defensively, they're no joke. Speaking of McConkey, he had a breakout performance with 6 catches for 111 yards, becoming the first Chargers rookie to rack up over 100 receiving yards since Keenan Allen did it back in 2013. McConkey's 2 touchdowns made him the 4th Chargers rookie since 1970 to achieve this milestone. Impressive, right? After a tough game against the Arizona Cardinals, where the Chargers only managed to score through 5 field goals, McConkey noted how important it was to get back on track. We needed to score touchdowns today, so being able to do that was huge. Overall, the Chargers are showing signs of life. And with Herbert and McConkey leading the charge, it looks like they're ready to make some noise moving forward. Khalil Mack, the Chargers' outside linebacker, praised McConkey's performance. He had a hell of a day. It was only a matter of time before he was able to break out and do his thing. I'm proud of him. Jalen Redd also stepped up with a nice 24-yard catch down the sideline. This is what we want to see. if the offense keeps playing like this, we might really be onto something here. And speaking of good news, let's not forget about the Chargers' defense. They've played enough games now to show they're a top 5 unit in almost every defensive category. At the start of the season, when they were ranked first in scoring defense after just a few games, it was hard to take that seriously. But now, after 8 games, it's clear they mean business. Sure, they held the Saints to just 8 points, and yes, their offense isn't great, but you can only play the teams in front of you, right? Dominating like this is still impressive. So, with Herbert looking healthy, receivers making plays, and even offensive linemen stepping up to protect him when things got tough, there's a lot to be excited about. Now, the defense is really stepping up, proving they can handle business. I mean, what more can they do? It feels like they're doing everything right. I'm super curious to see what happens next. Let's take a look at the schedule. It's always good to keep an eye on what's coming up. We all know the NFL can be unpredictable. You just beat a New Orleans team. And next up is Cleveland, who just pulled off a big win themselves. We can't overlook them. But hey, it's Cleveland. Then we have Tennessee. Did you catch the score from their game against the Lions? They got crushed. The Lions put up an incredible 52 points, and Jared Goff only had 85 yards passing. You've got to wonder if they rushed for 900 yards or something. Nope. It was a total team effort that just demolished Tennessee. They had a few huge returns and some interceptions that set them up with short fields, making it easy for Goff to hand it off for touchdowns. Tennessee's defense isn't terrible, but their offense, yikes, it's pretty bad. We've been saying these next 4 games, New Orleans, Cleveland, Tennessee, and Cincinnati, are crucial. The Chargers had to win at least 2 of those. Well, they've already got 1 win, so now they just need to snag 1 more from the next 3. But honestly, why not aim to win them all? If they can take every game leading up to Baltimore and Atlanta, they'll set themselves up for a great position moving forward. With Kansas City looming ahead, winning these next few games would give the Chargers some breathing room. If they can take all of them, they'd only need to win half of their remaining games to stay in the playoff hunt. I know I say just, but we all know it won't be easy. Injuries and surprises happen all the time in the NFL. But if you're watching the Chargers, you must feel good right now. You finally saw some explosive plays and your wide receivers stepping up. As a Chargers fan, this has to lift your spirits. I remember watching the Lions struggle and seeing how many bad teams are out there right now, like the Saints, Panthers, New England, and the Jets. When Dan Campbell first took over, the Lions started 0-10. They didn't even snag a win until week 11 or 12. So the good news is the Chargers are in a different spot. You're not at the bottom of the league anymore. This is your first year of a rebuild, and you're already winning games. You don't need a total teardown like some teams do. Sure, it's a rebuilding year, but you're showing promise. There are so many struggling teams, and the Chargers aren't one of them. That's something to celebrate. Who knows what the rest of the season will bring? Sure, you could lose every game from here on out, though I doubt that'll happen. Even if that did occur, it wouldn't erase the progress you've made. This is the start of a new era under Jim Harbaugh, and he's clearly doing things right. If this first year has its ups and downs, that's okay because you're still winning games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. We'll catch you all in the next video.